Hey, well, tonight I'm angry at the system, and I'm talking specifically about the system that never gives us a resolution to issues that are of national concern and are of importance. For example, the Kennedy assassination almost 60 years ago, some of those files are still classified. The Durham investigation into the FBI and CIA malfeasance during the early years of the Trump administration, we're still waiting for an answer. And I'm starting to suspect that we're getting so close to the election that there's going to be a lot of pressure on Durham not to release it in the weeks or month before the election. We're already less than 90 days from the election. Do you really think that if Trump loses the election, that report will still be issued if it's critical of the FBI and the CIA? I doubt it. I mean, the fact that we never get a resolution to these problems is something that more and more citizens are becoming irate about. I'll give you an example. The George Floyd killing in Minneapolis. Why was the body cam footage not released? Why is it not in the public interest for the facts to be known? You've got Keith Ellison, a guy with a shady past of his own, who deliberately withheld these tapes because he felt that it might conflict with the story that had been established that Floyd was murdered callously by the police. Whether he was murdered callously or not, the fact remains there's no justifiable reason for the facts, for the videotape not to be released. The only reason that these tapes are held usually is because the police unions are able to protect their members. The police are able to keep these recordings out of the public realm. We can't get to see what they do, especially when they do something wrong. They turn the cameras off. They make sure that the video is not released to the public. And here we are with the situation where the CIA and FBI did misbehave. I mean, they went off a very iffy dossier that had been paid for, that had no substantiated facts in it whatsoever, including the claim that the Russians had an embassy in Miami, which they don't. And yet here we are, we're at the next election already, and we still don't have this report from Durham. We had a report from Horowitz in December of 2019. That's almost a year ago. Now we hear that Durham is about to interview Brennan, and the word on the street is he's not even going to interview Clapper. And why isn't he interviewing Hillary, the person responsible for this opposition research in the first place? Why are we willing to let our public servants dictate to us what we should or should not know? Everything's a matter of national security, but it's not. It's all designed to protect the careers and reputations of these public figures that do as they wish and keep everything hidden from us. If we get to the election and we haven't heard yet that there's a resolution on this Russiagate debacle, don't you think it's a tremendously bad idea for there to be a loss of faith in the FBI and the CIA? Half the country thinks that they're a disaster. The other half forgets how upset they were at Comey for releasing the information on Hillary's email just prior to the election. Why are these entities involved in politics at all? Maybe they should be chopped down. I mean, the Church Commission in the 70s exposed tremendous CIA abuses and succeeded in reining them in. They've forgotten all these lessons. I mean, just recently the CIA hacked Senator Dianne Feinstein's office. She, of course, is so conflicted that she didn't even complain about it. But how is a government agency able to hack the Senate and have it not be a news story? And yet here we are, sitting, waiting for Durham, waiting for the JFK files to be opened, waiting. Maybe there's UFOs. We'll find out when the files are open. Whose files are these? These are ours. The facts should be known by us. There's no rationale or reason or justification for keeping secrets from the people. We need the facts so that we can elect the right people, so that we can make changes if changes are called for. Something else distressing is the fact that Barr has already announced that Obama and Biden aren't even going to be considered as potentially guilty. What kind of investigation decides who's guilty ahead of time? It's conflicted on its face. I'm not saying that Obama and Biden are guilty. I'm saying, how does Barr know that they're not? We need to get the facts. We deserve the facts. The fact that the facts are hidden from us, the fact that we perpetually get put off with, it's going to be investigated, we'll comment when there's an outcome, we don't want to interfere with the investigation. These things are just ways of keeping everything brushed under the rug. We're entitled to the facts. Let's get them this time. Please, let's wake up.